Oh, wow, they got started already.
I'm
What
okay with
kind of
this.
tournament is this?
The one where people actually play games. I know this is hard for you to believe, being only an hour in and already like through our third round or second round. It's okay. Just go with it. Let it happen.
I deny the possibility that this will.
I think it's easier with
No,
1v1 to get people to actually respond to game
that is
invites.
true.
We are live. I'm at 54 seconds. Still working for you?
51, but
I am proud to say that we are not experiencing technical difficulties. Welcome to the Airmech Incognito tournament, where the games are made up, the points don't matter. This is Bopster versus Flunge. We have no idea who they are, they have no idea who each other are. That's what makes this fun. Flunge rolling in with a couple of Longhorn. Going to easily knock out that first post. I would think as Neo, he would be more interested in knocking out Bopster's creeps. That tends to be kind of standard issue for par for the course on Salt.
yeah,
But
that's
maybe
kind of
he's just got
strange.
a delayed reaction here. Because
Going very, very standard, yeah.
Neo almost always tries to do that deep strike, let me take out some creeps and put you behind 30 seconds sort of thing. But, I mean, Flunge
Bopster
did
now the one
have...
coming over.
Interesting. Flunge did have a very strong game one, so, I mean, playing standard seemed to do him well in the first game. Maybe it's just, if it ain't broke, don't fix it sort of thing.
I mean, really, I think it was the cheese with the corner outposts, and then it forced Bopster to split. Flunge was able, I don't necessarily think that it was a standard approach that got Flunge the victory, but and yeah, I don't think he can pull off the same type of thing here on Salt.
So I'm curious to see Flunge go against other players, because I keep getting Happy Death vibes, even though Happy Death is still in the chat, because with the unusual unit selections, the playing really well, never losing a unit even when he's completely outnumbered sort of thing, I don't know. It's... Everyone
Has
who wins needs
Bopster
to be
said
Happy Death,
anything
though.
this entire time?
Yeah, a couple times.
Mm.
But only to me.
Oh, wait. Bopster was the one that said
Yeah,
"Oha."
he's speaking in a language that's beyond your range of hearing.
I see. Okay, there we go.
So Flunge going to reposition, start striking at that north outpost. Can't really blame him for that. That's also kind of standard. Trying to go across this bottom chasm tends to be a little bit on the suicidal end of the spectrum. Bopster going for the lockbox, so he's going to steal that right under Flunge's nose. That's only worth about 6,000 credits, so that's about one tank's worth, but they respawn every 2 minutes, so it does definitely add up over time.
Ooh, Bopster sniping one Longhorn.
Just one, though, so actually I guess that makes a swing of 2 Longhorn, because he gets to build one more.
Yeah, there you go.
I wonder why Flunge is burning his time actually knocking out these neutral units in the center. Is he actually going to try and set up a position there? Because that's... it just seems like a waste of units. There's very difficult to push across those bridges unless he's planning on like a zipper attack.
I'm very intrigued. I really want to see where this goes. Bopster with the Sams. Gonna go with the neutralize.
It's going to work.
Flunge
It's going to get
back.
neutral. I don't think he's going to be able to get all 4 in.
The stasis with the Neo and the Blade Guardian, it's just too much. It's a little overwhelming.
Neo, Blade Guardian, stasis, backstab, things just don't survive. But
I'm kind of questioning whether or not that was really worth the loss of the 4 Sams.
it was cool, though. I mean, it's got that.
Bopster gonna try to get a surround on this mid outpost, but it does go down pretty quick.
Yeah. Oh no, I think kind of an even position here. Bopster's still making that unusual decision to pick up Seekers. Like, anti-air in general is a little bit unusual to see in 1v1. Like, you'll notice Flunge, despite completely winning last game, and despite going against frickin' Saucer, doesn't have a single flacker, doesn't have a single Seeker.
Yeah, well, you know what? Bopster doesn't really seem to be doing any abduct attack. All the abduct so far, for the most part, has been against neutrals, which is
and
kind
the
of sad.
artillery from Flunge actually seems to be doing work. Ooh,
Oh,
that's gonna hurt. That's really gonna set him back here, because this artillery is easily overpowering that Ratchet's healing capability. I would have thought that Flunge would stay for another Longhorn, but instead, peppers. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was one thing I was about to point out. Why the hell do we see a pepper right now?
Work it, brah. Let me see more. I want more.
Flunge kind of overwhelming this Spanish spectacle over here in Bopster.
Well, they're both Spanish.
Are they both Spanish?
Well, they're not from Spain, but they're pretending to be. Or
You don't
maybe
know
it's
that.
all part of their elaborate disguise.
I don't appreciate that comment, Frisky. I feel like that's appropriation.
Man,
It's, yeah.
you're not allowed to pretend to be Spanish even if you are Spanish. What if they're
Indeed,
pretending to be
yeah.
something they are? Does that make it worse or better?
Ooh, what is it pretending if that's what you are?
Yes, because if no one else
Because you're a
knows the
Smurf.
truth, then you can put on whatever
Right.
story you want.
That's a good point. Maybe I've been a woman this whole time.
We have speculation that it's Senor Turkleton.
Ooh, Flunge?
Yeah,
Or Bopster.
Flunge.
Okay, that is very, very possible. Turk is a beast.
Especially 1v1.
And oh yeah, and can learn a lot of these new tactics due to the new mechanics since he's played last, and very, very quickly. I wouldn't question that.
I mean, Bopster is holding fairly well despite really being on the back foot here. Just making Flunge work for every inch here.
There's not much of an upkeep difference, so Bopster still has a definite chance in this game, even though he has lost position.
Yeah, he's got a positional disadvantage, but that's about it. This is not beyond the range of a comeback at all.
Indeed. I mean, this is the kind of thing that you have. If you have a decent
And
mix of
begin
units,
the zipper
you can even
spam.
push straight to fort.
Two different
God.
bases producing simultaneously. So Flunge, I don't think this is going to be a Turkleton. He knows how to build very fast out of multiple bases simultaneously.
The funny thing is, you don't know how many of these old players have been smurfing this whole time.
Oh, yeah. But still.
So, yeah. In fact, you might have created the perfect avenue for them to compete.
Without getting judged.
Exactly.
I guess it
Why
could
are
be
you still
tangibility.
so good? You can't really do that if they know who you are, so. Yeah, it definitely could be Tangy as well. You never know.
Although Overkill sounds good as well. I like the idea of Overkill from chat, because Overkill's usually
Ooh.
all hip and with it with the new mechanics and trying to exploit any
Indeed.
kind of weird unit combos. That Pepper is feeling really useless right now. Like, whew. That's a lazy Sunday morning for that Pepper.
Oh my god, that is a lot of infantry, a lot of zippers. It's overwhelming. All these light units are really overwhelming Bopster.
Yeah, Longhorn don't do so well against zippers. You'd think they'd be really good, but it's just they can't shoot fast enough.
I mean, at this point, it is time for Bopster to pull back.
Ooh.
Not that way. That's not what I meant.
He pulled back from existence.
Indeed.
So that was a pretty decisive annex there for Flunge, just wiping out most of Bopster's army. Bopster has to completely reposition everything here or just continue to lose more outposts. I see that as if there's more than one left to lose. That was a pretty rough defense. Now, if he had a single Gaddy on defense on one of those sockets, that would have been outrageously awesome. Because Gaddy's, kind of hard counter zippers so hard that getting one of them makes all those zippers melt.
Yeah.
Flunge finally getting some anti-air as well. So is 3 Seekers.
So I have a guess for Bopster.
Oh?
And it might not be a popular guess, but factoring in the fact that he's using the mech that has been considered and probably circulated among players as the meta mech, knowing that Abduct is the way to go. Not really using too many of the new mechanics. So sort of an older player, not necessarily used to all the new techniques. And not even really using the Abduct that he's been told is awesome. Just going with it because that's what it's supposed to be. I'm kind of leaning towards Rex.
I think Rex would play with Striker. I think
Not if he was told to win, you need to use Saucer.
he would go Saucer on game 1, he would switch to Striker on game 2.
It's very possible, yes. I'm not really sure, but yeah, my money is on Rex right now.
I'm thinking Old Hat's probably a good guess.
Yeah.
Because how he's picking all his units up straight from the outpost too, right? He's not using any of the auto build mechanics.
A lot of the I would say a lot of the current meta players don't do that also. I mean,
Oh, I would think like anyone who came from Airmech Arena or anything like that would be preferring to deploy out of outposts.
probably. You're probably right. No, wait, did they even have that in Arena? I don't think they did.
I am obsessed with Happy Death. He's won almost everything, every single thing I've ever casted.
I see. Yeah, yeah. They, legendary, carry of Alpha Froggy, or rather, Alpha Froggy's carry of Happy Death. Can they carry me?
Yeah, that's a good point. Do you think Insane Firebat's playing in this tournament?
That is actually a conflict of interest that I don't care about. So yeah, it's very. I hope so. I hope so.
Okay, we got the big
God,
tanks
I
on
hope
the
so.
field now. Just imagine. It's barely 10 minutes. You've got Goliath coming out on the field now. They just hit level 8. Bopster can't build Goliaths, even if he's got the tech. He can get gangsters, and those are just going to flop. I think that's going to have to be GG now. I think Flunge is going to just start dropping that fort with the occasional 1 or 2 light units, and Bopster is going to be forced to reposition and just going to be spread too thin to defend himself.
That sounds correcto mundo to me.
That also sounds Spanish.
That's not what I was getting at all. But
I heard
this
all the
Neo
tanks make
is-
their grunting engine noises as if they were accepting orders, but then they just kind of twitch around in place. It's a tank orgy.
It's very likely that he just did a follow and hold in that location so he could bunch them up together. I don't know. No abduct
Man.
by this Bopster. Could be blinking around this map, abducting random units right now, but not doing that.
If you
Box out on the field.
if you stasis a mech, are they still able to pick up and drop units?
No. Oh, if they somehow do the transform timing into the air and they're... I think they can. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can. They just move slow. I might be wrong on that.
Why does this feel like there's not much of an upkeep difference anymore? I mean, I see the extra like 12 to 15 on the numbers, but I don't really see where it all is. I guess lunchbox. Ooh, Bopster going down again. Ratters?
Yeah,
Really?
I don't really see
Ratters?
too many... Wait, what?
Flunge is just flexing here.
Oh boy.
Just trying to get weird
Ratters
units.
are really fast at neutralizing, so...
Faster still than Tangos?
I think so. Per unit. Probably not per cost or upkeep, but per unit, yeah. I believe so.
Using lots of custom waypoints. Flunge is really good at using all the little mechanics to position units,
Yeah.
build units exactly where he wants them to come out of.
This one's kind of a mystery to me. I don't know who Flunge is. I don't think it's Happy Death. Happy Death is talking a lot right now in chat. So, I believe... yeah, this one's kind of a toughie. Overkill is not outside of the realm of possibility. Overkill is
Certainly
probably a
not.
great guess.
That's going to be my transient guess for now, but we'll see. We haven't seen every player yet.
Yeah. Bopster with a couple brutes and a couple creeps from his ultimate quote-unquote ability.
Okay, so we got an
And it's
updated
very
check-in
stagnant.
list. So things just got
Oh, yeah.
interesting as well. Just FYI for the world at large, we've had a couple of late sign-ins. The tournament just got a little bit bigger. So, okay, the time has
Ratters
come.
come in to flood in.
Oh, that's a lot of guns, though.
Now moving in. That's a lot, yeah.
I don't know if Bopster's got enough
And the
firepower.
stasis.
And the stasis really hurts. The missile scramble really hurts because he had several Seekers on defense, but he's going against Neo, man. think that's just going to get wiped out. Oh, Gorgons as well, so Bopster, no way is he going to be able to abduct anything on that main clump. And that's all she wrote. That's the game right there. There's no coming back from that.
Yeah, I mean, a surrender should have been, thrown down a while ago, I think, personally.
I think when
you
when he
look at the
lost
upkeep
that first
difference.
outpost there and pretty much his whole army, he seemed to stabilize for a little bit there. So I think Flunge was just trying to play it safe a little bit because you're up one. Sometimes you can be a little bit too brave and actually throw the game because someone is good at holding. There is still that defender's advantage, and Saucer ain't something to be underestimated here. Although it is still really weird. It's such a small map, and he's not using Death Ray. He's just sticking with the abduct, but never actually using the abduct.
Yeah, it's as if he's using a saucer like an Osprey almost, without heal.
An
Yeah,
Osprey
it's
where
kind
you're
of
only
sad.
allowed to left click. That's
That's terrible, isn't it?
well, it's just not as effective.
And now we have the dual pronged push from Flunge. So
Socketed
many units, so
brutes.
little defense.
Yeah, even brutes don't seem to do too good against these ratters. Ooh, you don't even need the tanks. Is a single one of those shells going to make it? Also, redistributing the ratters to the corner to get that extra damage on the lower armored part of the fort. So, just subtle things like that. We're dealing with a pretty top level player here that knows all those little subtle hidden mechanics that make you do more damage.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see Flunge versus what the hell is it? Scrutable. We'll see if that matchup hits the finals because they are actually on opposite sides of
The
the
only
bracket.
way you'll get Flunge versus Scrutable is for
Indeed.
finals. So
But unfortunately, we need to say adios to Bopster.